Welcome back. My name is Eric Etlin. I'm going to do another BYOB tutorial on how to do graphing with programming. In this particular program, we're going to go ahead and have two sprites. One sprite I called him Dot. He is going to put dots randomly on the screen. I think we have him set up to do 20 dots, and then we're going to choose the sun, and the sun has code that will actually draw a line, allowing the user to put in the slope and the y-intercept. So basically, I'll run the program once to see what it looks like. Random purple dots. Okay, now if I click over to the sun, I can go ahead and put in, let's just go ahead and do randomly. -1 is a slope and 0 is the y-intercept. So I should have a line that comes right down here. We'll make the line blue so we can spot it easily. And here we go. If I hit the space bar, the sun comes over, and this graph, or this line, has the equation y is equal to -1 times x plus 0. And he intersects two purple dots. The point is that this program gives the user the opportunity to choose the slope and the y-intercept in hopes of intersecting as many of the purple dots as possible. So let's go ahead and see how to write this code. I'll go ahead and get rid of all this. This code for the guy with the blue dot is something we've seen in previous programs, so I won't go over coding all this again, but whenever I click the green flag, I come in here, I set the size of the character to 33% so he doesn't take up too much of the screen. Clear everything up from the previous runs of the program. Pen up, I set the pen color to purple and the pen size to 25. I repeat this part of the code 25 because it's in a repeat loop, and I'm going to randomly choose a number between -240 and 240 along the horizontal axis and 180 to -280. So this range gives me all the possible values for the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate, and then I plug that into the location. I'm going to glide to that spot, and then I hit pen down, pen up, makes a dot in that location. So let's go ahead and run this one more time, and we see that these dots are chosen randomly across the screen. Now, right now I don't have anything for the sun, and so let's start building this guy from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and say, instead of using the when green flag is checked, I'm going to say when a key is checked. The default is space. I can choose any key on the keyboard, but I'll go ahead and leave it as space. This code is associated with the sun, so I'm going to choose, let's say, a different pen color and a different pen size. Let's make the pen size, let's say 5, and the pen color, let's make it anything other than purple. We'll go ahead and try red. Now, as I come in here, I need a couple of variables. I've already got the x-coord of the sun and the y-coord of the sun chosen over here, so they're created. I'm going to go ahead and make another loop, and this loop is going to be a repeat loop, and he is going to be repeating 480 times. The reason for this is that from the leftmost edge of the stage to the rightmost, I go from -240 to +240. That's a difference of 280 units or pixels. And so I'm going to come in, and before I enter the loop, I should set my initial x-coordinate of the sun, so I'll say x-coord sun, to the leftmost edge of the screen, which is -240, and I'll go ahead and I'll put that in. I'm going to repeat this. Sorry, I put 280. I need to repeat this 480 because 240 plus 240 is 480. And when I come in here, I'm going to change the x-coordinate of the sun by 1. So it's going to go from this edge to this edge is 480 pixels. Every time I come into the loop, I'll change this by 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and set the y-coordinate of the sun to whatever I have in here. So if I go into operators, I'm going to make a couple of changes. I'm going to go ahead and say, I know that the slope times the x variable plus the y-intercept is what I need. So I'll go ahead and take those three. So the slope is going to come in here, and I'm going to multiply that by the x-coordinate, which is the x-coordinate of the sun. and I'll take all of that and I will add to this the y-intercept. And so I can simply plug in the slope and the y-intercept. Let's go ahead and say I take in -1 over 2, so my slope is -1/2, and my y-intercept, let's make it 50. So halfway between 0 and 100 is 50. So -1/2 and 50. I'll be coming down this way with a slope of 1 over 2. And I'm going to plug all of this in right here for set the y-coordinate 2. Now, once I have that in, I need to go ahead and move my sprite to that place. So I'll go ahead and say go to. Instead of glide to, it'll just be a little bit quicker. And I'm just going to choose the value in the x-coordinate of the sun, the value in the y-coordinate of the sun, and these guys are ready to go. The only other thing I need to do at this point is to choose my pen, and I'm going to say pen down, and I'll say pen up. Every time I come into this loop, I'll do it 480 times. I'll just do little dots. Basically, I'm doing a series of little dots. So let's go ahead and see what happens if I run this guy now. If I hit the space bar, and I see he runs right across there. Now, the reason I have this line coming across is that I didn't take the pen up. So I'll go ahead and come back here, and I'll say when I first come in here, I need to pull the pen up, and that way wherever he is, he won't make that backwards line. So go ahead and hit my green arrow to create my dots. I go ahead and hit my space bar to create my line. And now, if I want to, I can go ahead and change the x, or the slope rather, and the y-intercept. So let's see if we can figure out where I can hit it. Let's go ahead and take these guys. Let's just take y is equal to, that's almost y is equal to, the slope is 1, and the y-intercept is 0. But let's go ahead and see. We may have to tweak it a little bit, but let's go ahead and change this to, we'll just change this whole number to 1. We'll leave this guy up here for now. And go ahead and run it again. Let's change this to blue so we make sure we understand we're getting a different line. And now, ooh, I got 1, 2, almost 3, and almost 4. So how could I tweak this line? If I dropped the slope down so it was a little bit less steep, a little bit more shallow, that would work. So I'll go over here, and I'm doing this just so you can see that the students have the opportunity to play around with this and try some different things. So I want it to be a little less shallow, so I'm going to say maybe 3/4. Okay? So I go from 4 over 4 to 3 over 4. It should be a little bit less shallow. Let's go ahead and change this guy to a green line, hit enter, and so now I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, and it looks like I might even get 4, 5. Okay, so just taking that one little tweak, I've intersected. Instead of just, looks like I had 2 before, now I've got 5. Okay, so that's an example of graphing with Build Your Own Blocks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.